Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here. Welcome back to another Brown Dust video. Alright, new updates. Looks like we have the February 7th, a bunch of Evil Castle updates, so they are adding more floors I think. So I'm gonna try it later. Hopefully, I still stuck at 40 I think. Not to say that I'm stuck, but rather I didn't progress because didn't try. But okay, so I'm more interested in the Mercenary renewals, so that's what we're gonna check out right now. Okay, so the first hero mercenary that I know of that has the changes is Rogan. So let's have a look. What is Rogan about right now? Okay, so first things first, the stats. Okay, I just want to compare this. I will try and bring in a previous stats for comparison. Okay, so you guys can see this is the current one on the left, and on the right is the previous pre-buffed ones. Okay, looks like a buff in attack 968 as opposed to 788. So HP increased as well, but everything else is the same. Alright, so I dig it a lot. Increased attack, increased HP. What about skills? Alright, I'm just going to scroll away all the way down to a +9. So basically, attack minus 15%. Okay, so double attack. I dig it. So the Iron Wall Bash change deals additional damage to defenders. Okay, so at +9, previously it was... Okay, this is a nerf. Why did they nerf it? Deals additional damage to defenders. Previously it was 250% additional damage. And there's a healing as well if the opponent dies. But now they changed it to attack times 150% additional damage. Oh yeah, maybe it's to balance this skill right here, because apparently this guy is gonna attack twice. So maybe he deals additional damage twice as well. I think that's how it works. So they need to reduce it a little bit to balance it. So basically it's like attack times 150% times 2, which is like 300%, which is actually a buff. They did remove the healing though. Basically if you kill an opponent you get to heal. So the bleeding has been replaced with this thing right here, the double attack. So I guess I prefer this one because it makes more sense for, like, he's more of a burst damage, like you either kill the defender or you don't. Like there's no use to bleed them slowly, I guess. So he's more of one of the warriors that you would want to move first, I think. And the last skill is the advanced permanent states weakening immunity. So this has been changed from the permanent advanced bloody anger, which I think it's more offensive. It does give you increased attack, but at the same time the incoming damage that you receive is increased. So now they have changed it to incoming damage minus 50%. So Rogan is like freaking tank right now. He can actually survive any onslaught, hopefully, from the opponent with this incoming damage minus 50%. Imagine if you stack with, let's say, someone like Vincent or something to give additional reduces incoming damage, unless you are dealing with an opponent which deals fixed damage. So this is kind of cool actually. It gives him the defensive stats to actually take advantage of the Atrocious Wrath, which is the awakening skill. Alright, so Atrocious Wrath basically allows him to deal additional damage when his HP is below 99%. So he gotta like receive a little bit of damage from the opponent first, unless you have Michaela. Yeah, he's kind of a tough fit. Maybe you can use Alec and Rogan and then you like put a Michaela in there. I don't know, it could work. There are quite a lot of mercenaries, quite a number of 4 stars with this skill as well, the Atrocious Wrath. I don't really like it personally, like deals additional damage when HP is below 99%. That's the problem. The only supporter that can do that is Michaela currently, and I don't really like her compared to a lot of other supporter Mercenaries because she didn't give, I think she doesn't give crit rate if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I don't think she gives crit rate. So yeah, Rogan seems like a mercenary that relies heavily on attack. So I don't think you give, let me see. I'm not sure if people would give like a fatal rune, fatal and rage, because usually for mercenaries, that's for the warrior type mercenaries, that's what people usually do to increase the crit rate and crit damage at the same time. But I feel like Rogan is one of those few where you actually just give him 2 assault runes and he will be able to deal insane amount of damage. So this one sort of reduced a little bit. It was attack times 200% additional damage previously. So right now it has been reduced to attack times 150%. So not too sure. It's a slight nerf, but I don't think it will make that big of a deal. At the end of the day, you know, he is a mercenary that hits twice. So any taunters, he can easily get rid of them. One of the best counters to taunt, any taunt setups, just need to give him a bunch of buffs and he should be able to get rid of the opponent taunters easily, I think. Okay, so am I gonna build him? I don't think so. Yeah, I doubt it. I still feel like, while I do love his range, to be honest, it's very dependent on how the opponent plays the position. Usually for taunters, they tend to isolate it. For example, people tend to place their Ser all the way back at the bottom left or right. So yeah, I don't think I'll be using him. I do like his new skill and definitely very useful in eliminating defenders. Could be useful in all the other game modes, but I doubt people will still use him much in PvP. Okay, next let's have a look at Wester. So let's check out all the 5 stars first. So in terms of stats, any changes? Yes, there is increased attack, increased HP, and everything else is the same. Okay, appreciate the extra stats that Wester has obtained. Almost 200 attack and I think 900 HP. That is cool. That is cool. Really excited for this guy. Okay, what about skill wise? Okay, so they changed this entire concept of Wester. Basically previously was stigmatizes enemy, and basically if the opponent dies, he gets attack plus 70% and stuff. But now, boost incoming damage plus 75%. Okay, that is really different. So boost crit damage when stigmatized enemy dies. 200%, oh my gosh, 200% crit damage when stigmatized enemy dies. Before normal attack. Wait, what? Stigmatizes enemies before normal attack. But you still have to wait for his turn, right? So only turn 2 onwards he will stigmatize them first, and if they die, then you get crit damage, and then boost defense when the stigma expires or is removed. I don't know, he's quite hard to use. The problem is when you stigmatize enemy and the enemy dies, you have to wait additional 1 more extra turn for you to charge up again as a magician. And then to be able to hit again, you have to wait for turn 4. Like, that is such a long wait before you get to unlock the potential of him. By then, probably the opponent is already half dead. You might as well replace him with a warrior. I think it's quite hard to use him, and I don't really see him being used often. So they did change bleeding. Previously was bleeding, so now it's advanced decomposition. So that's kind of cool. So at +9, enemy turn max, enemy's max HP times 12% decomposition damage. Okay, so and the opponent's all stats minus 35%. That is pretty cool for 10 turns. That is pretty cool. Okay, I guess it's unique in a way. And then we have this becomes immune to debuff. Okay, I think this was the awakening skill previously, so they did change this. Incoming damage minus 35%. Oh no, previously it was edgy before battle times 100% boost crit rate. So they changed it to make him slightly more tankier, and this time his awakening skill is increases crit rate. Okay, that is kind of odd. Previously he has a skill that increases crit damage every turn and attack every turn. So they changed that to crit rate. So I'm not sure what they are trying to do with okay, that crit rate will definitely be useful to use alongside with decomposition, because I am aware that when you deal DOT you can definitely crit. So decomposition, you're able to crit that as well. Very cool. But I don't know, it seems more like a world boss hero to deal insane amount of damages to the world boss, because you sort of boost the incoming damage and your own crit damage. I don't think he's a hero that you can use in the arena. I don't know, certain setups might work with him, but I doubt people would use him a lot, because there are so many other better magicians out there. Like, it's so hard to choose unless you utilize a team specifically using full defenders. I don't know, maybe in grand decks he might work decently well. Not sure. I honestly have no idea. I think he's more of a world boss hero for me. Okay, and the last hero that gets renewed, last mercenary, is Beatrice. Alright, let's have a look. Boom. Okay, so first things first, stats comparison. Slight increase in attack, slight increase in HP. Alright, just like all the other mercenaries that were renewed. Alright, so awesome. So how about the skill wise? Let's have a look at +9. What do we have? The differences. Okay, so basically they changed it to, previously it was deal additional damage to defenders times 250%, and it's still the same, but now it's a fixed additional damage to defender type enemies. So that could be cool. It's a fixed additional damage this time around. So that means any like incoming damage reduction or anything like with high defense will not work against her, since she deals fixed additional damage. I guess that is a plus. 250% to 100%, but deals fixed damage. It's not a super high buff, but it's definitely a buff for sure, especially for Novice Arena. She could be used to specialize in killing certain tankier mercenaries. A few that I can think of is perhaps Denarisa. Like, you see Denarisa so often in Novice Arena. Like, she could be the perfect counter, since she now deals fixed additional damage. Denarisa relies on the high incoming damage reduction, so that's not going to work anymore. So RIP Denarisa, perhaps, once we see Beatrice being used more often. Okay, so they did change that, and this one, previously it was reduces enemies defense and attack, so it's sort of a defense reduction. So now they changed to remove already applied stats boost. Okay, I do like this skill personally. This is like one of my favorite skills, the advanced enhancement nullifier, and I think this is the first like natural 3-star mercenary to be able to have this kind of buff prohibition and stuff. So very cool. But the problem is Beatrice only has like a 1 tile, right? So I'm not sure how useful is this. I mean, I guess it's definitely good in a way. Prohibits mercenaries from receiving enhancement. Okay, so it's essentially a 3-star Angelica. Like, you're getting this skill that lasts for 12 turns. I guess it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. But even though she's more specialized in dealing the fixed damage to defender type enemies. Alright, so I believe the DOT is still the same. Oh, they add the bleeding damage to 10% as opposed to 5% previously. So it's definitely a buff. Okay, so that is interesting. Expect to see some Beatrices in the Novice Arena. I am sure she would definitely make some presence. Like, maybe not everyone would change for her, but people would definitely use her for sure. In terms of warriors, personally, I still prefer Rai, but I can see Beatrice being very useful in getting rid of the specific few defenders. Like, if you know, depending on which league you are at, I think she's definitely gonna be useful in getting rid of the 4-star defenders that the opponent has. Alright guys, I guess that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of the 3 Mercenary Renewal. Personally, I think they are alright, like nothing too excessive right here. I would say I love the Rogan's one. The Westar's one is kind of weird if you ask me. Okay, so make sure to purchase the Valentine's Day gift for 214 gold, and there's a couple of Valentine's Day package if you have the 1200 diamonds, which is quite a hefty amount for just, is it worth it? 20 scrolls, let me think, 20 scrolls, 300 normal scrolls, a bunch of gold, horseshoes, and arena swords. So this thing essentially you're getting like, okay, I guess it's worth it because you're doing like 2 pulls from the warrior scrolls, and the rest are extras. The normal scrolls, the gold, the horseshoes, the arena swords, those are the extras that you get. I guess it's worth it depending on which one you prefer more, warrior or defender. Maybe I'll buy it later, still have 13 days to decide. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Hey.